Hello, this is Jess Hay from Creative Cards to You. Thank you for joining me. Well, have you ever started making a background and just didn't love it? This was me. Plus, I forgot to hit record, so I started over. I'm just getting an acrylic block, inky, with dye inks from Catherine Pooler, putting a mist of water on it sometimes and running my finger through it, and then putting it in random spots on a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card base out of, I think, watercolor cardstock. I don't have a plan, just seeing where it takes me. I'm making a card for a colleague whose favorite color is red. At this point, I'm thinking, not so sure about it, but hey, it's better than the other side. I think the mantra for this video is, just keep going, even when you are unsure. I ended up loving it, but not at the beginning. I then add some text with stamping with Wild Honey archival ink. I chose archival ink so it wouldn't smudge, just in case it gets wet. I then added some random dots in ground espresso archival ink. This is just to simulate splatter. I like doing this when I don't actually feel like splattering. I added some stamping in this color too, and then dried the panel with a heat tool. Next, I added rub-ons from my stash from aallandcreate. I was liking this background more and more. Next, I added some Tim Holtz crackle opaque paste with this stencil from aallandcreate, and I set it aside to dry. Just keep swimming, as Dory would say. I got happier with this background as I just kept adding more layers to it. Please tell me that some of you might have things in your stash from, 3.5 years ago. So I had this die set from Spellbinders from 2022, and I've never used it. I was in the, it's such a good deal, I'll subscribe to the Card Kids of the Month back then. I since have stopped since my stash got too large, and I enjoy being more intentional about my purchases. I decided with this one just to not reinvent the wheel, but actually use the color scheme from the example that came with the packaging. I cut the dies out of colored cardstock and did some shading for added interest, and then glued all of the mushroom and flower pieces together. I roughed up the edges of the card base with a distressing tool and then kind of smushed it through sandcastle ink. I put some packaging on the back for depth and glued it down to the card base. I then glued all the elements down. Well, there you have it, another finished card. Thanks so much for watching.